Hi everyone, welcome to the Town Manager Download. This is a podcast about local government and the town of Shrewsbury. Today's podcast will be an introductory discussion about myself, Kevin Mizikar, the Town Manager, and Taylor Galusha, Principal Department Assistant in our office, of our intentions with this podcast. We hope that you'll get to learn about us a little bit more maybe than you currently know, and we'll share our vision with you for the podcast in our hopes of engaging with the community better through different means as we come on the heels of the creation of our first strategic plan and look to find better ways to work with the community. Welcome, Taylor.
Thank you.
So, Taylor, I think it'd be probably a good way to start. Tell the town a little bit about yourself, what you did prior to coming to the town, and what your role has been since you came on board.
Yeah. So I'm a recent graduate of Merrimack College. I finished my undergrad in 2020. And then I did my master's in public affairs at Merrimack and worked with the town of Middleton in their town administrator's office for a year. And then I ended up in Shrewsbury. I didn't know a lot about local government when I was in Middleton. I thought I wanted to do something with nonprofit work, but I ended up falling in love with working really closely with the community and kind of having a direct connection and impact on the residents in the community I was serving. And then I applied for the job in Shrewsbury, and awesome. You guys took me.
So when did you start in Shrewsbury?
June of 2021.
Okay, yep. So right on the heels of coming back, I guess, into full service at the town hall from the pandemic. So what have you focused on really since you've been with the town? What have you worked on? What have you liked?
I feel like I've worn a lot of hats, from administrative work on the day-to-day of like answering phone calls, to also social media, outreach to residents through the strategic plan, which I really enjoyed connecting with them one-on-one, and just working with the select board and you on a day-to-day. Which I've gotten to learn a lot of different topics and intricacies of local government in a kind of a short period of time. But I feel like I've grown a lot in the last year, almost year and a half that I've been here. But I've really enjoyed the communications and community engagement part of it and just connecting with the community around us.
Great. So you've definitely shown a knack over that period of time for communications and helping us move the department forward and the town forward with how we communicate with residents. And I know probably the area of the strategic plan that we've heard the most about or most feedback from on residents is just them kind of begging us to talk to them more about what it is that we're doing. From a day-to-day basis, things that we may consider mundane and routine to those more one-off projects and different exciting things that we do within the community. So what's your goal for this podcast?
I think it's kind of twofold. So like you said, connecting with residents in a new and different way. I feel like this is a little bit more casual than some of the traditional ways that local governments reach out and connect with their community. So I feel like that makes it more approachable for residents, whether they've been involved their entire life in Shrewsbury, new residents of Shrewsbury, or looking to get more familiar with how their local government works. I think New England is specifically very unique to local government, and especially Massachusetts. So like you said, there's a lot of intricacies of how our day-to-day works that we might take for granted in our like role of knowledge, but an everyday resident might not understand how those things work. And to be able to use this to kind of bridge that gap of information in a more approachable setting, I think that'll be the biggest goal of this podcast.
Yeah, so we're really excited about this. It's a term that we have used in a lot of our meetings and discussions with the strategic plan is proven innovation. So it's kind of a weird term, I think. Right? So if you're innovating something, doesn't that mean it's new? Doesn't mean it's completely different. But I mean, I think proven innovation is we're just going into this new media setting, the podcast setting, trying to meet people where they are. We're not the first ones to do it, right? Unfortunately, others have gotten out ahead of us. But we think it's a new way to engage with residents, and our goal is just to find new opportunities and different ways to talk with everyone, anyone that's willing to engage with us, to learn about what it is that we do with the town of Shrewsbury, because we're really proud of that. We're excited about what it is we do, and we hope that folks will find different opportunities to engage with us as well. So, let's talk about some ways that we'll engage with staff. So we'll be having a variety of people in to talk about specific projects that they're working on or their areas of responsibility, to introduce them to the public, and have a better idea of what goes on behind the day-to-day, in the day-to-day, behind the scenes at the town hall and other aspects of the local government. But we also want to keep residents informed on more timely manners, things that are popping up in the community, hot button issues. One, to just help build a good fact pattern of what's actually going on, and have a reliable and consistent source for people to go to and try to understand what it is that we're doing. So what else have I missed?
Probably just putting faces to the people that are within the town running things, and working with the community on the day-to-day. Like, you might not see the police chief every day, you might not see the town accountant every day, you might not see the DPW director every day, but we want to kind of be able to put a name and a face to the people that are playing an integral role in Shrewsbury. Right. So kind of make everyone personable and approachable, and just let the residents kind of get to know the people that are in town hall.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good people that work there, and hopefully over the course of time we'll be able to move beyond just department heads, and spotlight employees for their hard work and accomplishments. It's truly a team effort, growing number of employees, a lot of new faces. Mm-hmm. We hear that all the time from long time residents, that they don't even recognize anyone in the town hall any longer. And that's true. We've had a lot of turnover. That's kind of the sign of the times. And hopefully through this podcast, we'll be able to introduce folks to new people as well. So, well, we look to have fun as well, right? So provide as many opportunities to engage with residents in a, as you said, Taylor, a casual and straightforward means. And we'll do this as often as we possibly can to either address current issues or just keep a solid flow of information out to the residents.
Just answer questions that they have directly too. Just make sure we're addressing.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's. We have a lot of concepts for segments that we will feature throughout the time that we do the podcast, and one of those will be answering direct resident questions or addressing topics that residents feel are relevant to them, and actually look forward to that probably the most, kind of being in the hot seat, so to speak, and getting right to the heart of the issue. We can do that really good and really thoroughly in a setting like this, and it's an opportunity that we can absolutely pursue. So let's move into some fun facts. So I know you've only been with the town for a short amount of time, but what would you like to tell people? What might they not know about you at this point?
I was a student athlete, which I think that's, I feel like student athletes always defer to that being their fun fact, but I did swim competitively in college, and I've done that for 16 years, and I'm recently retired I'm a swammer now, but it taught me a lot about responsibility and discipline growing up, having like pretty strict swim schedule. Yep. But it was also just like a good passion and escape after class and whatnot. So
awesome.
That's my funnest fact.
That's good. One of the things that beyond the fun facts and getting to know folks, we also want to introduce kind of best practices in local government. So while this is, as I said, a podcast about local government and the town of Shrewsbury, it's both. So we do want to take the opportunity, if it presents itself, to have other professionals from outside of the town of Shrewsbury come in, talk about current events, how local government is in the news. There's good things about local government in the news all the time. There's bad things about local government in the news all the time, unfortunately, but we really want to focus on those positive things. And if another community is struggling with an issue, just let residents know that we think about those things all the time too, and how we address different things to kind of, as we intend to have the best local government in the world and continue to move things forward. So just so many thoughts that we have about how this podcast can be effective. Again, we'll have fun along the way, bring in a variety of guests. Hopefully we're really able to engage with you, and this becomes a part of your normal routine, and you can find us, find this source of information to be valuable for you as you go about making decisions and thinking about how it is that the town works on your behalf on a day-to-day basis. So we're really excited to move into our first episode and get things rolling here. So we appreciate everyone's time for listening. This is the Town Manager Download, episode 1.